Welcome to my latest stitch with me. I am working on Casper today. It is a 25 count. So I've just got a burr in my thread. There we go. This is a DMC thread, so I need to be a wee bit more careful with my DMC thread than I do need to be with CXC thread, because with CXC thread it doesn't matter which way you use the thread, you can use it either direction, but with DMC thread I need to check to see, and I must have the thread the wrong way because I keep getting little knots in it. I kind of checked it because I've been doing a lot of I've been doing a lot of sexy. So I have my stand underneath my armrest, and every time I stitch it is moving my phone. So hopefully you can't see that too much, and the stabilizer is going to remove the bounce. I'm not sure it is. So what have I been up to this week? Today is Wednesday the 17th of April, and it's
11:31.
There you go, it's 11:31. And I have only done 200 stitches so far this morning. A slow start to the morning, but that doesn't matter. I will get my 1,000 stitches in, no problems. I don't actually need to do my 1,000 stitches today. I think I only need to do 800. What I have been doing each day is I have got a wheel for my projects. So I spin the wheel and it picks my projects, and then I spin another wheel and it picks how many stitches I need to do. I have Kit here. So my wheel has between 500 stitches and 1,000, and my wheel has all my projects on it. So that's really cool. I got some more of these magnets in the post today, so I will show those in my next update. And I got another Stony Creek pattern, and I bought the last Haid patterns, a couple of those that I really wanted because they were on sale, because I don't intend to buy any more, and I may start one of them next year, and I think that's about all I intend to start at this stage. Those patterns I bought for sentimental reasons. One of them was because it reminds me of Greece when I was there, and the other one is because it reminds me of Paris. I'd been looking at it for quite some time, So I'm quite pleased I got that. We had the digger here yesterday, so our power poles have gone. So I think the digger has been here 3 days, so I'm looking forward to the bill for that. Not. You'll laugh. This morning Coco was meowing and I said to Dave, oh, she must want to go outside. So I went and opened the door and she went and hid. And I said, oh, maybe she doesn't. And he then sat down again and I said, oh, maybe she wants to play. So he got the toy out and he played with her and he goes, do you not play with her? And I said, no. And I said, I'm too busy playing with myself. And then laughed and I said, I didn't mean it that way. And he was busy laughing and he's going, it didn't sound the way you meant it, I don't think. And I said, no, I don't think so. And he said, I think you meant you're too busy stitching. And I said, yes. And he goes, I bet you're not going to share that with all your friends. And I said, yes, I will. So there you go. That was the funny for today. So it was quite funny. We have got on our floor at the moment, we have got all the rest of our tomatoes picked because any day we are expecting a frost. There was a few more little tomatoes actually on the plant that but Dave left them, and he was all the tomatoes are green on the floor, and he's got quite a few tomatoes that are turning in the kitchen as well. And he was saying, what are we going to do with all these tomatoes? And I said, I suppose we'll do another lot of chutney. We weren't thinking that we would do more, but he has used nearly a jar of chutney in the last week. He's adding it to everything. I mean, he did mashed potatoes the other day and he added it into that. He did fried potatoes and added it into that. Casseroles, you name it. It goes into everything. So I said that maybe we should do another lot and then we'll leave it at that. We were buying new preserving jars, but I think we will go to a second-hand shop and see if we can get some second-hand jars, because the jars are the expensive bit, and to keep our costs down a little. So that is a job for this week, because I think in the weekend we will be doing another lot. So if you didn't hear the end of my last video, I said about misreading. I think I still have the picture. I'll try and keep off this armrest. I'll try and put the recipe in and with the scaling, and it looked like either 11 or 12 teaspoons of cloves, but it wasn't. It was 1.5 teaspoons of cloves, and I misread it. So I put 11 teaspoons. It's nearly a whole box of cloves. That's why one jar was darker than the other. Had to laugh about it. So it doesn't taste so tomatoey. It hasn't got a strong clove taste. It hasn't got a horrible taste or anything like that. It just tastes like relish. It's got a relish taste instead. So, it hasn't got a real tomato taste instead. So I had to laugh over that one. That was that was my mistake. I was lucky that it was an old box of cloves. I'd had it for many years. And the allspice I had was whole allspice. And we were saying at the time, we were going, oh, just dissolve, won't it? And it floated to the top, and as we found them, we just crunched them up, and we're going, the second lot we're going, no, I don't think it does dissolve. It definitely didn't. We just smashed them up. We took them out as we came to them and used the what's it called? Sorry, MS moment, and I'm trying to get rid of my knot. I just made my knot worse. No, I can't get my knot out now. Okay, we'll keep going through with the knot. What's it called? Meat mallet. We use that to crush the allspice, whole allspice. So we had the whole allspice. So this time the second batch, what we did was the whole allspice. I put the whole packet into my food processor, and we just ground them all up. So they smelt lovely ground up. So that went into the second lot, and quite frankly, it didn't really make it didn't smell any different. Tasted lovely. And look at that, I've got a big bear. Oh no, I've got the tingle. What else? The first lot was a lot chunkier, so the second lot we cut up a lot more, and it was a lot finer. So it didn't really have a distinct taste, but then again we had the cloves. We had a lot of cloves in it. So the last lot we had chunky again, and it was really nice. And so the next lot I think we'll leave chunky again. I think that's how we prefer it. So I think that will be the last lot, and the rest of the tomatoes I'm just going to core, or take the wee stemmy bit out, and we're going to leave the skins on and put them in bags in the freezer, and just get the tomatoes out in bags. And if I want to make tomato sauce or anything with tomatoes, as they come out of the freezer, you can just pull the tomato peel off. So I think that's what we will do. But yeah, I'm pretty much over that at the moment, because I've found with the weather changing and it being a bit cooler, that my walking isn't as good. I've been so good for so long, and I was thinking that the Tisabri had been helping so much that really my MS was under control. But obviously it is weather dependent, and with it getting a bit colder, that I wasn't as good. So I don't think I will be as good over winter. So that's definitely something to consider, because Dave is going to go away in May to go see his mum, and I was going to go away as well. I'm not sure whether I will or not, because I've got family there as well. I think we'll have to play it by ear. So we have got a stone quarry, and it is with rotten rock. So we got that opened up with the digger, and what they had to do was, we have a laneway to it, and they had to clear a lot of the grass, and so the truck could travel safely up the hill to it, or down the hill, either way, up and down. So when it was laden, it was safer for the truck to go there. And yesterday there was a drain, so they cleared the drain as well, so at that area it would drain better over winter. And they got about 9 truckloads of rock out. So our yard, we have trucks pick up stock or drop off stock, and also the at the end of our road is a beehive man, and he has, I don't know, 2 or 3 times a year they come and collect all his honey, and they have articulated trucks come and pick up his honey, and they normally come down our driveway and turn around, because they can't at his place, because it's not a big enough area to turn around. And they always are concerned about turning around in our yard, because they're always worried it's not big enough. And we have made our yard a wee bit bigger to make those articulated trucks, because they don't have a wide turning area, to make it easier for them to turn around as well. So we made it about 5 yards or 5 meters wider. So we put rock around the area instead of having grass, because that's too slippery for them, and built that area up. And in the coming weeks, David will be able to fence that area. At the moment, with having just a wire up, the calves have been able to run into the yard and out, and the mums of the calves haven't been appreciating the fact that the calves can run into the yard area and back, and they have been bellowing at them to tell them off and come back. And with having the rocks there, they've been climbing up onto the rocks, and yes, mums haven't appreciated it at all. It's quite funny. So we were concerned about these power poles, that they were there and the wind could have blown them over, because you've seen them moving. Well, we had a heck of a job getting these power poles out. So I don't think the wind could have actually, look, I've got 2 knots now. I don't think the wind could have actually pushed those power poles over at all. So because we're at the top of a hill, we in a high wind zone, so I think those power poles were quite safe. And yeah, had to laugh over that. The other job that we had the digger doing was all our water troughs that we have for the stock. We put rocks around them to make sure that they're all level and stock wouldn't damage the pipes that go to the troughs. So excuse me, it builds up the ground around the troughs and makes the pipes a wee bit safer. So we did that because we're still having water issues, actually major water issues, because the water supply that we're on, they have outages more often than they actually supply us with water. For example, we have had rain, which has been a godsend, and our water supply is down more often than we actually are getting it. It doesn't mean that we aren't paying for it. We're still paying for it, but we're not getting it. We actually had to pay a tanker load of water for the house. So our water supply is meant to be for the house and for the stock. So we're meant to get 23 litres a minute. And we're not getting anything near that. So yeah, it's quite frustrating. So we should have ample water, but when it's down, I don't know, 3 to 4 days a week, every week. Yes, so we have our cow's pregnancy tested next week, I think, and we'll find out how many have aborted, because that's the thing. If it's lack of food, which there definitely isn't, the stock are really in good condition because we've got ample food, or a lack of water, they will absorb the embryos. So and we know that's happened in some of them, because which is really disappointing, because some of them were definitely in calf early on. You'll have to excuse me, I'm just starting to get a cold because it's that time of year, so I'm getting a little croaky. So the advantage of spinning the wheel is that I'm changing projects all the time, and I'm really enjoying that. It means that I'm touching so many different pieces. You'll notice that I've definitely gone back to using my Omnique frames a lot. I have bought a K's Creation lap frame for my animal panorama, because at the moment it's on a 70 centimetre. I think that is a 24 or 24 inch, I think. 24 inch frame, and I find that is a bit big for my Lowry stand. I really prefer to have it a bit smaller on the Lowry. So I want to use a lap. I'm going to try the K's Creation lap stand for that. So that's, at the moment, it is in, I think I've seen it in Chicago. I think it's in Chicago. I just bought a gas powered mouse trap thing. So we're going to put that in our ceiling, so it just dongs the mouse on the head. So we will see if that works. Because it's that time of year that the mices are all out in force. Excuse me, I'll just have a drink. Hopefully that will get rid of my croaky voice. I'm more prone to catching something after my infusions because I've got no immunity at all to anything. So, yeah. So I think what I'm going to do is I will work on this row of black, and then I will start on this area. And then I'm going to work across. I think that's how I'm going to work this now. It's going to be interesting next month. I'm going to have, what I'm going to do next month is, in May, is I'm going to spin a wheel for each project, and I'm going to, each day, and I'm also going to spin a wheel for how many stitches a day. At the moment I am doing between 900 and 1,000 stitches, so it will be different next month. I may do a few more stitches than I'm doing at the moment. We will see. So yeah. Jessica was in Wellington yesterday. She was doing her survey or her audit. Unfortunately, she sprained her ankle on her way there, and she had to stay on her feet all day, and she showed me her foot when she took it out of her boot last night. Oh, it looks swollen. Poor thing. I'm not sure how well she slept last night, but I know the couple of nights before she didn't sleep very well. So, yeah, I'm sure she's going to be in pain for the next week or so. know that I used to sprain my ankle all the time. And it used to be very painful every time I drove because it was the same ankle as your accelerator. I'm very lucky that I don't have that issue anymore. So, yeah. So, who knew that digger drivers start at 7:30 in the morning? It's a bit early for me, 7:30. So I'm very pleased that they're done and dusted. I really need to have a few later mornings. Yes. So, yeah. So funny, the other night, Dave came in and he thought I was asleep, and so he didn't use the ensuite for a shower. He thought, he would sneak into the other bathroom before coming to bed because he didn't want to wake me up by turning the bathroom light on, so he used the other bathroom to have a shower before sneaking into bed. I was in bed listening to a audio book, so I may have had my eyes shut, but I wasn't asleep. I had to laugh. He hates the other shower, the shower head. It has a huge dumper head, like a rain head on it, but the second shower head on it isn't as big as the one in our bathroom. So he just doesn't like it, and the shower isn't quite as big as ours. Our ensuite bathroom. It's just a different shape. The other bathroom, because we have two bathrooms. So I know he doesn't like it quite as much. And he had a shower there and then came to bed, and I teased him the next morning and said, "Did you not have a shower last night?" And he goes, "Yes." And he said, "I used the other bathroom." I said, "Oh, okay." So he must have a toothbrush in each bathroom. So I had to laugh over that one. But, yes, so Coco did go out in the end after this morning having her play first, and then she went outside, but she didn't stay out for long. She used to wake us up every morning at 7:30, wanting to go outside in her catio and to watch the birds and everything, but it's none of that anymore. A few times Dave put her out in her wee toilet area because we have one of those automatic toilet, automatic cat toilets. I hope you know what I mean. Anyway, we have one of those, and Coco has a wee room because it used to be a mud room, but we enclosed it. It used to have an outside door, and we enclosed it because it meant that there was two doors to come inside. So we enclosed it so it wasn't confusing about what door to use when coming inside. We thought that was confusing about what was the outside door. So that was fine. We did that, and she kept waking Dave up at 7:30, but she didn't want to go outside in the catio because it was too cold. So Dave just picked her up and put her in her wee toilet area and shut the door because it was still the internal door, and would shut the door and just leave her in there for half an hour till he got up at 8 o'clock. And he only had to do that a couple of times, and she stopped waking us up at 7:30 now, so that's really good. There's nothing worse than the cat climbing under the bed and meowing, because she used to climb on the headboard and meow, and you can kind of wave your arms around and she thinks that you're going to hit her. Well, when your eyes are shut, sometimes you might actually. And so then she started climbing underneath the bed and meowing, and it echoes very much when she's under the bed. It's like surround sound. So, talking about surround sound, I need to, now that it's starting to get cold, I need to put on the TV or on the iPad the YouTube channel, the birds feeding channel that you can watch, because she loves watching that. So I must do that because she absolutely loves that. I haven't done that for ages, actually. It's better than just watching the birds. She seen that the other day. After it rained, there was heaps of birds out in the garden. She really loved that. Until a bird flew. She was lying flat on the concrete, and they didn't even know that she was outside in the catio. And she was loving it until a birdie flew over her. And she sat up, she got all excited, and then all the birds seen her, and then they all flew away. It was quite funny. It was like, if she hadn't got so excited and just kept watching, they wouldn't have known that she was there, because she's so white, and the concrete's white too. And she blended in quite nicely. But her sitting up, yeah, no, she definitely gave away that she was there. I must admit, I did say to Dave, I don't know if it was that she gave it away that she was there sitting up, or I gave it away because I was sitting inside laughing. So I'm not sure which was worse. Need to go over that. So yes, it was quite funny. But David's rabbit is quite funny. You can see it out there in the mornings, and it I'm not sure why it sits there, and it sits there and digs. I'm not sure if it's sitting there and finding somewhere to settle down for the day to lie in the sun, or it's finding something to eat. I'm not sure which it is, because it's about 9 o'clock, so I assume it's actually finding somewhere nice and warm and lying in the sun, stretched out. But you see it digging, and you see the flicking of the dirt and the white tail. So all you can do is laugh. So it's uncovering a lot of Dave's carrots. So he's having a lot of carrots with green tops. So he's not appreciating his rabbit. But not much you can do about it. So with buying the with buying the mouse trap, I also bought cinnamon paste to go on the apples for the possums, because we still have a couple of possums that we can't seem to catch with just apples. So we are going to try with that, and hopefully we can attract them with that, because I think it's a couple of the ones that are a bit more wary than the rest, because the neighbour said the same thing. He said that it's a couple that he hasn't been able to catch either. So they're a lot more wary than the rest. And we're only getting the small ones, not the really, really big ones. And yeah. So before we know it, we're going to have to start having the log burner going. So by the end of the month, all the heifers that are in calf will be gone. So that'll start giving Dave a wee bit more time to start thinking about going to see his family. My shoulder is just starting to ache a wee bit more since my last infusion. So I have an appointment at the end of the month to have another injection in it. And hopefully that'll help. I'm still taking the medication because I have arthritis in it, and that is helping. I'm not in as much pain, but it's just I stopped having to have the pillow underneath my shoulder at night because I didn't need it, but since this last infusion I definitely need it. So what happens is that the Tisabri seems to kill the effectiveness of the steroids, which is a little frustrating, but can't be helped. It's just the way it goes. You can't have everything. And you know, I haven't had any new symptoms of my MS, so I can't complain. I just have worsening symptoms that I've always had. And yeah. For example, my somebody was just saying to me recently that they'd been in hospital due to vomiting. And I'm going, really? And I was really surprised. It's like I'd been vomiting for weeks, and I just went locally and had the drip put in because it was, I couldn't keep anything down, and I went on the drip for the day. But there's no way I would have gone into hospital for it. I guess everybody's different. There's no way I would have ever gone into hospital. I didn't care how bad I was. But yeah. But they were quite happy to stay in hospital for quite some time, a few days. And basically they could pick when they went home. And it's like, really? That's the worst place to be. Yeah. I guess everybody's a wee bit different. But yeah. I'd never want to be in hospital. Guess everybody's different, but yeah. I'm quite happy at home. That's why I keep umming and ahhing about going with Dave when he goes see family. I do want to go in some ways. I want to go see some of my family and friends. But I'm worried that I'll get too tired and I might have a relapse and start having more symptoms again. And I don't want to have that either. So, yeah. And that's putting me off. So, that's really putting me off. See, I'm not stitching anything exciting today at all. Stitching quite slowly too. So, the reason why we did my kitchen. When we built our house, when we first built it, we had just bought our property. And we have 115 hectares. And it's what we could afford at the time. And it didn't have a house at all, so we put a cottage on it, just a 1-bedroom. So it just had a small kitchen in it. And at the time, because Brendan was living here by himself, we thought, oh well, we only need a small dishwasher, that's all we need. So it was only a 1-bedroom small cottage, so that's all we put in, was a small dishwasher, and the kitchen was to fit the dishwasher. But then we extended onto it, so we put a huge living area because we decided that was the most beneficial. We kept the same kitchen, but put a huge living area and another master bedroom, a walk-in closet and ensuite. And with it, with an entrance, and we could turn the entrance area into a whatever we wanted. We could have a table there for informal living area, whatever. And I thought the dishwasher would still be fine, but over time I decided, because the kitchen had an island on it, that we didn't need to have a dining table. And so that didn't bother me. That area had enough room to have a dining table, but we decided we didn't actually need it anyway because of the island and but the pantry drove me insane because the cupboards, you could never find anything in it, so I wanted to have drawers put in it, so that's what we got done. And then there was one small cupboard that I thought you could get like the pull out pantries, so we got that done. And but the dishwasher, I thought was really important to have a full-size dishwasher, because I love my dishwasher that we had at the other house, and I thought that was worth putting back in. So I thought it wasn't that much work. They'd only have to change the cupboards. I thought, oh, that will be simple enough. It wasn't as simple as I thought it would be. They had to take the bench out and then the plumber had to come in, but it was half a day, I think, to get everything done. But I am really pleased that that's what we got done, and we have the new dishwasher in. I'm really happy with it. I'm pleased. When we went to have a look at the dishwashers, we went over Easter, and Dave said, oh, you'll probably want the same brand that you had before that died. It was really expensive one. It was the top of the line. And he goes, oh, you'll want the same type. And I said no, because it had all the bells and whistles, and just even looking at it, it looked really complicated. I actually got the cheapest. He was really shocked. And I said, no, I want the cheapest because it looked uncomplicated and easy to use. And so that's what I picked. And it was white. All the rest were the stainless steel look. And I didn't want that when my microwave is white, my oven's white, and my fridge is white. So I said, no, I'll keep with white. I didn't see the point in changing everything else. So, yeah, I was quite happy with that. And so I'm slowly changing things as they come. I put a cupboard in for the microwave underneath the island, and I think that might be one thing I might change yet, is I might get a drawer put in there, because I think it's too low for the microwave, and I think it's a waste of space, and I think I should have got that done while he was doing that, and in hindsight, since then I've thought about it. So, yeah, apart from that, I've been pretty happy with everything. So, it's good. We have changed things. So, I think it has cost us a little bit more than it should have. For example, we have had polished concrete floors, and I didn't like them. I love polished concrete floors, but to actually keep them clean, sorry, it's actually harder than you think. So I got flooring put down on top of them. So that was more expense. So the only thing we need to do now is Dave needs to move the power board. It's in the old wool shed. He needs to move. So we've changed the power board because it was the old one. So that got moved. So he just needs to move the what's it called? At the moment it's on an extension cord. He needs to move the unit that powers all the fencing, the electric fences. He needs to move that today. He was going to move it yesterday, but it was raining. So I think he needs to buy a longer earth cable. So we're definitely getting there now. Most things that we want to move have been moved, which is really good. But not that much funny things have happened, apart from me and my clothes. Gosh, we laughed about that one. And me playing with myself. Oh dear, I keep myself entertained every day stitching. I'm lucky that I am able to stitch to keep myself busy and keep my mind active, because I think that's one thing that helps with MS, is to keep your mind active. It's counting all the time, and because my memory recall is actually better than Dave's, and I think it is because my mind is more active. So yeah, so I'm not sure what's going to happen in the next few weeks. He needs to get a haircut. I think Brendan needs to go with him. Brendan's busy at the moment doing he is doing live streams on Twitch with gaming, so I think he's doing that most days. So he's enjoying that, but I think he's starting to draw it as well, so I think that's really good. His physio, I think he can't do much more with physio. It's just all strength training now. So he started with the weights and things like that. So his shoulder, he can't do out movements like that way, because his arm doesn't move that way, and I think they have figured out that's the way that they have designed his shoulder, that it doesn't go that way, so he can't dislocate his shoulder anymore. So with the new design of the construction of his shoulder, and I think that's good, because that means he can't pop it out. So he's on so many drugs, it's unbelievable. Yeah. So I'm still on inshore every day, so you would think I would miss food, but I don't. I don't miss it at all. I think the difference is that I don't feel nauseous at all. So I have the drugs to stop me vomiting, but I'm not nauseous at all, so I don't need them. So I think that's an advantage with having the inshore every day, and it just makes it so much easier. So I don't have an upset stomach, I don't have any stomach ulcers anymore. It's the whole 9 yards. So I think that's why I don't miss food. So, well, I guess I have bored you long enough. So thank you very much for joining me this morning with my Stitch With Me. I have done, I don't know, about 200 stitches this morning. And look, that knot I had is well and truly gone. So, and you have joined me for an hour of stitching. So thank you for that. I hope I haven't bored you too much. There's no Coco sighting. She is asleep on her bed with the sun pouring on her. I can't even see her because Dave bought my drum of Omanique scroll rods in. I should take a photo and show you. There's heaps of them, and they are sitting there so I can't see Coco. So thank you very much. I will see if I need to add pictures. I'm not sure I do. And I will see you next time. Thank you. Bye.